Okay, so it's time for one of my favorite segments in the show. This is the time where we get kind of a treat to a professional, ex-professional tennis player, our expert, Charly Steeb. This is called Ask Charlie.
The professor on court.
Okay, Zani's got the first question.
So there was this Whoop band controversy at the Australian Open.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
There it is.
What's it called? Whoop.
Whoop.
Whoop, yeah.
Okay.
So if those don't know what Whoop is, it's a band that is a biometric health tracking wearable band designed to help users understand and improve their performance, recovery, and overall health by monitoring their body and how their body is working.
You have one.
I have it. I use it a lot just to check my sleeping habits, my heart rate when I'm working out, things like that. So I saw this during the Australian Open and Aryna Sabalenka's match and Carlos Alcaraz's match where they were asked to take off their Whoop band before playing. And I found that strange because I've seen it widely used on tour by a lot of the athletes. And I never saw any threat to it, or it's not like steroids. I didn't see any risk or anything like that. And I just found that really strange because I also found out it's also approved by the ITF, and the National Tennis Federation. And yeah, as I said, it didn't pose any safety risks. So my question to you is, oh, and by the way, so then after that, the Australian Open, they all banned it, basically. And the CEO, whose name is Will Ahmed, I thought he responded well by sending out kits, wearable undergarment kits to all the players. I'm not sure if they wore it, but I thought that was quite interesting.
Yeah, because are they going to start doing? Are they going to start doing like strip searches? You know, with
I don't know.
No, I mean.
So my question is, having lived on both sides of this in terms of, do you think limiting wearables is really about fairness, or is it about protecting commercial control over player data?
I think it's protection of player data. I think it should be, to be honest, it should be allowed. I don't see any reason who is harmed by it. It's more like, tennis is getting so professionalized, and players they track their practice, their results, and I think it's a great information for the players to train or what's happening on the court while they're playing, to get, to find out what's happening with me on the court. In soccer, for example, they're using things like that under the jersey.
Okay.
So everybody knows how much was I running, how was I doing, how was my heart rate. I think they should allow it, and I don't see any advantage or disadvantage for the opponent, or I don't see one reason not to have it. I think it's a benefit for the player to find out more about themselves. Also, if it's hot, 40 degrees in Australia, and a player sees, Jesus, I'm out of my comfort zone. It can also prevent injuries or health issues.
Overtraining or things.
I think it makes no sense not to allow it.
Someone wrote on X, yes, Tennis Australia has not allowed wearables, yet they collect extensive match data and charge players up to $500 to access detailed versions of their own information.
And they're selling this data also from the matches to betting companies.
Exactly, that's what it is.
But I don't see a reason. This is my own. I want to track how I'm doing on the court, and I think it's very interesting as well for the players. Also, when it comes to, for example, important points, is my heart rate going up? Am I staying calm? I think it's great to find out your data during the match, and they should allow it. And that's my body. I'm not using it to have an advantage against the others. That's something else.
It's not enhancing.
For example, if they would allow you have your phone on the court, that the coach can text you or things like this is banned, of course. But this is something completely different.
Yeah, it's strange.
And Will, you have the next one. Ask Charlie.
My question is privacy, and there's a huge incident that occurred with Coco Gauff where she lost a match to Svitolina, and she lost, I think, 1-2. And she wanted to have some privacy and be more mindful, not to be explosive and express her emotions on court. She wanted to find a place where she could express it, and what she did was break her rackets, but the camera crew had filmed her and aired it. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Because they also did it to Sabalenka when she lost the U.S. Open. And how do you feel about wanting to,
I mean, if you're coming off the court, you must know that the camera is probably still behind you or going on the court. That's where you know you're on camera. Then you have certain areas behind the scenes, warm-up areas, you know there are cameras. But normally, you know, in the locker room or they're not everywhere, but she should have known actually that she is being followed.
The thing is, she wasn't being followed. There was no camera crew. There was cameras inside of the area where she was
And
at.
she literally went
She went
around
there
the wall.
around the wall
That should
to
not
hide
happen.
it.
To be
And
honest,
that was a
That shouldn't be
privacy
happening,
thing.
yeah.
I
And
think
like, we all play tennis. We all have emotions, and you know that playing tennis itself is a very individual sport. And there's times when you just don't do well, and you want to swear every curse word in the books, hit everything. And I can only empathize for her because that was not a match she usually would normally play.
no, she's right on that,
And
because if it was not the crew following her and
Well,
the
you're-
camera there, at least the players should know where there's no camera and when I'm out of the stage.
Yeah.
They have to know. They know, every player knows, when I'm warming up in this area, there are cameras
She
there.
said that this is an area where there's no cameras being filmed. They leaked that video to have more publicity, and that's not cool.
That's not okay. That's not cool.
She said it's, I think it's just being used as a gimmick for it to be like animals, where there's like everything for them is just like any outlets where they could like catch any emotions. You know what I mean? Like,
That's what Iga said. Iga said,
Yeah.
the question is, are we tennis players or are we
Correct.
animals in a zoo? Where they're observed even while they're pooping. And then she said, okay, that's exaggerating a little bit, but it would be nice to have some privacy. It would also be nice to not have our own process, not always being observed as well, which was also something that she was upset about because they leaked a video of her not having her credentials, trying to get back in and then having to wait and call people. And then she was like, you know, I don't think that's cool that people are turning things like that into memes, you know?
yeah, and it's the humor of it all, which is not, very nice. And then I just think that everything for them just now, like, just to get publicity out of anyone.
We were going to do it, Iga, but we didn't.
Yeah.
I think the players in general should be informed where they are filmed. And, if they have a match, they know warm-up area, on court, off court. But then it should be privacy, because you need that privacy as well before the match, after the match, and not being filmed. Coming in, normally if you're coming in with the driver service and show your credentials, if a team is there, then okay, they're filming now, it's not a problem. But if they have steady cameras and use this footage, and you getting caught off guard,
yeah.
and that should not happen.
I think there should be rage rooms.
Yes!
Oh, wow.
A rage
Do you know what a
room.
rage,
Yeah.
rage room
Absolutely.
Well, that's the locker room.
No,
To
but
be
like,
honest, normally-
but like a
Yeah,
proper
really?
rage
Really?
room.
Is that
Yeah,
what it is? That's what it
the
is?
locker
It's
room.
the locker room, okay.
Because there are no cameras
Yeah.
and players, normally smash their rackets.
What
in
about
the
a
locker
pad?
room.
They have a padded room where you can smash everything. They have glasses, they have TVs.
Girls.
You
Yeah,
take your
TVs
bat
with
and
that.
you go crazy in there. You throw in glass and everything, like just shattering everything. That
Yeah.
would be epic.
And
Can
you just
imagine?
hear,
You just hear,
"Ah!" More.
one at a time. You get
Yeah.
10 minutes in there after your match, whatever you need, or even before your match if you're nervous, whatever.
Yeah.
But-
Kyrgios would open the door and be like, I need a little bit more time.
yeah, more equipment in there. He's like, I need more things to smash.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Oh, that is too funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.